And here we go. And we are live. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. So let's begin with a moment of inviting Shabbat peace into our hearts and into our souls. Whatever you need to do to help differentiate this time from the rest of the week, I suggest perhaps taking a deep breath. And since we know that one of the symptoms of the virus is the inability to take a deep breath, if we are able to do that, we might feel a special appreciation for that. Let the tension go out of our bodies, whatever we might be feeling. And I'm going to share the prayer book. So if you're using a physical prayer book, we are on page 126 in the brackets. If you're using the online flip book, it's page 26. I begin with a prayer of gratitude for all that is holy in my life. God needs no words, no English or Hebrew, no semantics, and no services. But I need them. Through prayer, I can sense my inner strength, my inner purpose, my inner joy, my capacity to love. As I reach upward in prayer, I sense these qualities in my Creator. To love God is to love each other, to work to make our lives better. To love God is to love the world God created and to work to perfect it. To love God is to love dreams of peace and joy that illumine all of us, and to bring that vision to life. We turn to our candle lighting. If you have candles in front of you and would like to light them, please do so. There we go. O source of light and truth, creator of the eternal law of goodness, help us to find knowledge by which to live. Lead us to take the words we shall speak into our hearts and our lives. Bless all who are here out of their need, all who bring the offerings of their hearts. May our worship lead us to acts of kindness, peace, and love. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddishanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. We turn now to the Kiddush. If you have some wine or grape juice. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddishanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu. B'Shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu, zikaron lema'aseh v'reshit, ki hu yom techila lemikraye kodesh, זכר יציאת מצרים, כי בנו בחרת, ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים, ושבת קודשך באהבה וברצון, הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת. We turn now to Lecha Dodi in the online flip book. It's page 38, and in the prayer book, page 138. This is the mystical poem that invites us to turn to one another and refer to each other as beloved, and say, beloved, come with me to greet the Shabbat bride. And of course, that's metaphorical for us now, but we look forward to the day when we really can do that again together. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. 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 Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad, hishmi'anu el hamiuchad, Adonai echad u'shemo echad, l'shem u'tiferet v'litila. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, ki hi makor haberacha, merosh mikedem nesucha, sof maaseh b'machashavat tchila. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Hitoreri, ki va'orech u'mi'ori, Uri shir daberi, kevod Adonai alayich nihikla. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Boi v'shalom ateret bala, gam b'simcha u'b'tzola, toch emunei am sigula, boi chala. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. We continue with the Baruch Hu. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la, yai la 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 la, yai la 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 la. Baruchu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach, HaMevorach, Le'olam va'ed. HaMevorach, HaMevorach, Le'olam va'ed. Let's be seated. On page 148 in the prayer book and 48 in the flip book, if you'd like to, please read with me. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who speaks the evening into being, skillfully opens the gates, thoughtfully alters the time and changes the seasons, and arranges the stars in their heavenly courses according to plan. You are creator of day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness from light, transforming day into night, and distinguishing one from the other. Adonai Tzevaot is your name. Ever-living God, may you reign continually over us into eternity. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on evening. Baruch atah Adonai Hama'ariv Aravim. Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha ahavta, Amcha ahavta, Torah u'mitzvot, Chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu limadeta, Otanu limadeta. Al ken Adonai Eloheinu b'shachbenu, uvkumenu nasiach b'chukecha, v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha, uv'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed. Ki hem chayenu, ve'orech yameinu, uvahem nege yomam v'layla, nege yomam v'layla. Ve'avatcha al tasir, Mimenu le'olamim, Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. You may be seated. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'otecha, ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha, v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam, v'shivtecha b'veitecha, uv'lechtecha v'aderech, uv'shochbecha uv'kumecha, u'kshartam le'ot al yadecha, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. אמת. All this we hold to be true and trustworthy for us. You alone are our God, and we are Israel, your people. You are our sovereign and Savior, who delivers us from oppressors' hands and saves us from tyrants' fists. You work wonders without number, marvels beyond count. You give us life and steady our footsteps. You performed miracles for us before Pharaoh, signs and wonders in the land of the Egyptians. You led your people Israel out from their midst to freedom for all time. When your children witnessed your dominance, they praised your name in gratitude, and they accepted your sovereignty. Moses, Miriam, and all Israel sang to you together, lifting their voices joyously. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, נורא תהילות עושה פלא, נורא תהילות עושה פלא. מלכותך ראו בניך, בוקע ים לפני משה. זה אלי ענו ואמרו, זה אלי ענו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, נורא תהילות עושה פלא, נורא תהילות עושה פלא. ונאמר כי יפדה אדוני את יעקב, וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני, גאל ישראל. Page 161 in the prayer book and 61 in the flip book. Give us a place to rest, Adonai, our God. Bring us into shelter in the soft, long evening shadows of your truth. For with you are true protection and safety, and in your presence are acceptance and gentle love. Watch over us as we go forth. Prepare for us as we return. Spread over us your shelter of peace over all we love, over our Jerusalem and yours. Baruch atah Adonai hapurei sukat shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael. Ve'al Yerushalayim ve'al kol amo. Ve'al Yerushalayim shalom. Baruch atah Adonai hapurei sukat shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael. Veshamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת. לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת. לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי 6 ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת. לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת. לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. We continue with the tefillah, which is on page 164, is where it begins in the prayer book, or 64 in the flip book. Adonai sefatai tiftach Ufi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, V'Koneh Hakol, V'Zocher Chastei Avot v'Imahot, U'Mevi Gula Livnei V'neihem, למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן. ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיה הכל אתה רב להושיע, מוריד הטל. מחכה חיים בחסד, מחיה הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומדומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומטמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיה הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש. Let's be seated. We are now on page 73 in the online flip book and 173 in the prayer book. Please read with me if you would like. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat. You are with us in our prayer, our love, and our doubt, in our longing to feel your presence and do your will. You are the still, clear voice within us. Therefore, O God, when doubt troubles us, when anxiety makes us tremble, when pain clouds the mind, we look inward for the answer to our prayers. There may we find you, and there find courage, insight, and endurance. And let our worship bring us closer to one another, that all Israel and all who seek you may find new strength for your service. Baruch atah Adonai, she'otcha levadcha b'yirah na'avod. Please read with me. God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life, wonder beyond words, for the awareness of soul, our light within, for the world around us so filled with beauty, for the richness of the earth which day by day sustains us. For all these and more, we offer thanks. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha ulecha na'el lehodot. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov beinecha livarech et amcha Yisrael bechol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Baruch atah Adonai hamivarech et amo Yisrael b'shalom. On pages 80 and 81 in the flip book, 180 and 181 in the prayer book, and on the screen in front of you are words for us to pray quietly. But if you can't see these words, or if these words don't speak to you, we can always use the words in our own hearts. We continue quietly. יהיו לרצון אמרפי, והגיון ליבי לפניך. יהיו לרצון אמרפי, והגיון ליבי לפניך. Adonai Tzuri, Adonai Tzuri, Adonai Tzuri vegoali. Adonai Tzuri, Adonai Tzuri, Adonai Tzuri vegoali. May the words of our mouths and the meditations in our hearts be acceptable in your sight, O God, our strength and our Redeemer. Amen. We turn our thoughts now to those among us and those in our hearts who are ill and who are in need of healing of body, of mind, or of spirit. If you have names to add that you did not send to me already, you can type them into the chat, or I'll also give you an opportunity to add them aloud. We hold in our thoughts and in our hearts for healing this evening Shirley Hyatt, Robert Serpico, Evelyn Urbano, Jesse Sakharoff, Ronnie Turek, Ira Weiss, Elaine Drucker, Alan Fremer, Emma Rose Tuttleman Kriegler, Susan Bilecki, Nathan Aaron Robbins, Andrew Mazzella, Marianne Pandolfo, Jeffrey Levinson, Russell Tobias, Ricky Haggerty, Alice Hyatt, Corey Hyatt, Jason Platt, Linda Kushner Silverman, Mona Goldberg, Judge Larry Nipel, Patty Cohen, Erwin Cohen, Ben Schaefer. For those of you who have not heard Ben, who most of us, I think, probably know, he used to come quite often to many of our services and events. And that was also true even before our consolidation. He came to both of our temples. He is at Maimonides on a ventilator with COVID-19, looking for donations of plasma. We also include Mark Abram Needleman, Michael Moore, Suzanne Leknos, Florence Schoen, Marian McGivney, Assad Bari, Vicky Lightnaker, Eddie DeAngelis, Nettie Trummer, Dave Moore, Jeff Levinson, Chaim Braunzweig, Dolores Weinberger, Ingrid Grosso, Roberta Gotthelf, Audrey Cohen, Fran Sisler, Gamza Bilu, Christine Sessa, Louise Dankberg, Jane Berman, Harry Bower, Barbara Magid, Stanley Tenen, Shelley Samet, David Gershon, Tara and Jackson Kushner, Joellen Fox, Celeste Leibowitz, Bambi Polk, Helen Polk, Rebecca Rothstein, Robert Donnellan, Sandy Alfont, Barry Strumpf, Selma Carl, Andy Glansman, Ira and Deanna Roth, Samuel Francis Owen Strain, Romy Watson, Alan Jablonski, Dave Paris, all of the social workers, home health aides, porters, supers, and other JASA staff who have lost family, friends, or longtime clients and continue to provide care to others, even as they deal with their own losses. That one is from Catherine Haslanger, who is the CEO of JASA. Max Lukowitz, Angela Marie Tasillo and Lonnie Rusica, John Carfisi, Francis O'Haron, Orlando Aiello, John DeMaio, Mary Katz, Shari Rolnick, Marcy Babiatsky, John Main, Elaine Gordette, Ellie Heinrich, Michael Miller, Myron Klein, Marlene Unterberger, Delphine Wolf, and Freya Kashmir, Nancy Connor, Dave Stanger, Michael Datch, Eli Emmanuel Ben-Rija, Galen Ross, Charles Fernsall, Shantae Harper's father, and Mike Armstrong. Does anyone else have names that you would like to add? You may unmute yourself now and add any other names.
Boris Johnson.
Anyone else? Okay. We also include all of those who have been wounded in service to our country or Israel, those currently suffering from COVID-19, and those who are suffering because of the measures in place to mitigate the new coronavirus, and those who have been hurt in recent disasters besides the virus, both natural and human created. Our Misha Barach is on page 271 in the flip book and 371 in the prayer book. Misha Barach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misha Berach Imotenu Mikor HaBracha La'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Shabbat Shalom. Today, I officiated a funeral, well, really more of a memorial service. It wasn't for someone in our congregational community. It wasn't a person that I had met while he was living, nor did I know any of his relatives or friends. It was for a person who died of COVID-19, who turned 70 years old at the end of March, and who left behind a best friend, a lot of cousins, and a dog who loved him. The man who died was buried yesterday, with no one present except the funeral director and the staff of the cemetery. And today, the memorial service took place entirely on Zoom, which I expect doesn't surprise you. The mourners couldn't physically be together or give each other's hugs. They could only see and hear each other and me on their screens, the same as you and I this evening. Jewish rituals of death and mourning depend heavily on community. During Shiva, the days immediately following burial, the community brings mourners food and keeps them company. There's a lot of hugging and storytelling during funeral services and Shiva. It is a mitzvah, a commandment to accompany the dead to burial and also to comfort the mourners. Now we have to bury people with only a funeral director and cemetery staff present. Occasionally, the rabbi might be there too. We can't keep the mourners company in person and we can't hug them. It's jarring and it feels wrong. But this is not the only situation in which Jews have struggled with not being able to follow our usual rituals. Perhaps you remember from the early 1990s, a TV show called Northern Exposure. As I was thinking about that TV show today, I found out that I remembered the name of the main character, Dr. Joel Fleischman. That's taking up space in my brain that could be used for something useful. But anyway, the premise of the show is that Dr. Fleischman takes a job in a remote village in Alaska, and part of the comedy is his city guy adjustment to living there. He's Jewish, and when his Uncle Manny dies and he can't go to the funeral in Florida, he promises his aunt that he'll say the Mourners Kaddish. The problem is, in his tiny village in Alaska, there is no synagogue, there is no Jewish community, and he wants to say the prayer with a minyan, 10 Jews. So the whole town sets about finding Jews for him in Alaska. The outcome is that Joel ends up with a choice to make. He can say the Mourners Kaddish with a minyan of 10 Jews that he doesn't know, because they do find 9 other Jews for him. But he ends up finding it more meaningful to pray in the presence of his non-Jewish community, with all of them praying in their own way. The show is a comedy, but this episode is kind of unexpectedly moving. Joel can't follow the traditional ritual in the traditional way, but he finds a way to do it that is meaningful to him. This week's Torah portion is Shmini. In it, the newly ordained priests make the first sacrifices in the brand new tabernacle. God responds by sending forth divine fire that consumes the sacrifices, thereby showing God's approval. It is both a terrifying and an exhilarating moment for the Israelites. And it's perhaps out of exhilaration that 2 of the priests, sons of Aaron, Nadav and Avihu, put incense on their fire pans and make another sacrifice, one that was not commanded of them. It's referred to as Esh Zara, alien fire. And in response, divine fire comes forth again. And this time, Nadav and Avihu are killed by it, shockingly and tragically. We might think that all the workings of the tabernacle might cease for a time after that, perhaps 7 days, the traditional length of the Shiva period, so that Aaron can mourn for his sons and so his community can comfort him. But no, rather, Moses says to Aaron and his remaining sons, Eleazar and Itamar, do not bare your heads and do not rend your clothes, lest you die and anger strike the whole community. But your kinsmen, all the house of Israel, shall bewail the burning that the Eternal has wrought. You must not go outside the tent of meeting, lest you die, for the Eternal's anointing oil is upon you. So here we see that Aaron is not allowed to engage in the rituals surrounding death and mourning for his sons, and neither are their brothers. Moses assures them that all of the Israelites will mourn on their behalf. But since the priests can't be together with the other Israelites, I wonder how much of a comfort that can be. They didn't have Zoom. As Aaron and his remaining sons continue their work, Moses discovers that they did not sacrifice a goat for a sin offering correctly. They were supposed to eat some of the goat, but instead they burned it all. Moses angrily rebukes them, and I think that his anger comes from fear. The priests are his brother and his nephews, after all, and 2 of them have already died because they did a sacrifice wrong. Moses has to be afraid that will happen to the rest of them. But Aaron responds, See, this day they brought their sin offering and their burnt offering before the Eternal, and such things have befallen me. Had I eaten sin offering today, would the Eternal have approved? I don't think that refraining from eating the sin offering was comforting to Aaron exactly, but I do think that it was what he needed to do as he tried to cope with what had happened to his sons. He was forbidden to follow the usual mourning rituals, but he did something that he could do within his context in response to his loss. It seems on the surface like these two examples could not be more different. One is a 20th century sitcom about a doctor in Alaska, and the other is the first high priest of the tabernacle from our Torah in the book of Leviticus thousands of years ago. But death of loved ones is something everyone in every age experiences, as well as the need to mark the loss and find some comfort. Both Dr. Joel Fleischman and Aaron the high priest are unable to follow the usual Jewish rituals of mourning. Both of them find another way. Joel joins with his non-Jewish community to pray, and Aaron refrains from eating from the sin offering. We are in a third situation. We aren't fictional, and we aren't ancient Israelites. But like those two examples, we are forbidden from engaging in our rituals of mourning in the traditional way. And like the two examples, we are finding other ways. Over 40 people gathered on Zoom for the memorial service I officiated today. They were from all over the country. They were glad to see each other's faces. Was it ideal? No. I'm sure many of them would have found it more comforting to be able to be physically together. Was it effective and adequate? I think it was. Certainly very different, but there was meaning, and there was comfort, and there was love. We are in a time when so many of our rituals, Jewish and secular, can't be maintained the way that we feel they are supposed to be. We are learning which rituals were really necessary and which weren't. We are finding ways to approximate and reimagine the rituals that we do need, and those other ways exist. And when we find modified ways to do our rituals and those ways have meaning and bring us comfort and love, then what we're doing is working. It's not so unusual for individuals to find themselves unable to live in the way that tradition or society tells them to, for them to have to start over and find other ways to be. It's like that one reading that we have for Saturday morning that says, sometimes in your life, a person will hear Lech Lecha, go forth, in a radical leaving. That's what that's about. That the rituals and the traditions don't work, and you have to make yourself over and find yourself a new way. What is unusual about now is it's not just individuals that this is happening to. It's happening to all of us together at the same time. And maybe there's a benefit to that, because we're all having the need to search for new ways to get the emotional and spiritual nourishment that we need. So we're all in it together. As we continue to look for ways to go forward, not knowing when or if we'll get back what we think of as normal, may we keep reaching out together in new ways with love and compassion. May we bring our creativity to looking for ways to connect. And may our new ways bring us comfort, love, and peace. Amen and Shabbat Shalom. We are going to continue now with the Aleinu. It's on page 300 and 305 in the flip book, and 586 and 591 in the prayer book. If you have the flip book or prayer book, it's the one at the top of the page. If you're able, I invite you to rise and face to the east. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסר ארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינת עוזו בגובהי מרומים, הוא אלוהינו אין עוד. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. May we gain wisdom in our lives, overflowing like a river with understanding. Loved each of us for the peace we bring to others. May our deeds exceed our speech, and may we never lift up our hand but to conquer fear and doubt and despair. Rise up like the sun, O God, over all humanity. Cause light to go forth over all the lands between the seas, and light up the universe with the joy of wholeness, of freedom, and of peace. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו echad. Let's be seated. We turn our thoughts now to those who are no longer with us, our loved ones who have died in the past days or weeks or months, or in past years at this time of the year. We remember those who have died in the past year. Barbara Rosenbiger, Greta Belizaire, Dr. David Allen Wolin, Nick Alexander, David Sutherland, Sandy Gannon Abel, David Ribler, Bess Newman, Buzz Lorch, Benjamin Benjamin Elwood, Edward Albino, Joseph Davis, Jerry Charon, Gary Zeitlin, Sean Devlin, David Levy, Lenny Drucker, Beverly Tredinnick, Evelyn Pincus, Rita Spiro, Beatrice B.J. Jacobs, Melvin Jorgrau, Gloria Katzen, Lorraine Elner, Amanda Corwin, Mel Paul, Nigel Grant, Benjamin Resnick, Robin Silverman, Jeanette Zarrow, Claire Strauss, Roberta Kessman, Joshua Steiner, Andrew M. Cohen, Netta Albright, Roz Kirschenbaum, Robert Pincus, Frida Schreiber. Ruth Belay adds Rita Belay. Linda Horowitz is remembering her mom, Toby Scharfman. Jane and Harold Gleiberman include Arthur Roski. Lori Pandolfo includes Sarah Basrivka Rothstein. Celia Deutsch includes Nicholas Pena. Diane Figueroa includes Rita Simmons. Catherine Haslanger includes Desiree Bailey and Sonia Jones, both home health aides who worked for many years for JASA. Frima Schneier adds Sandy Cohen. Jessica Schulman adds Julia Schenker. And on our yahrzeit list this week are Lawrence Frost, Nancy Frost's husband and a past president, Stan Ginsberg's wife, Hermine Ginsberg, Hannah Roth Seavey's mother, Mildred H. Goldberg, Ruth Levine's sister and brother-in-law, Blanche and Seymour Halprin, Karen Orenstein's uncle, Bernard Clapper, Milton Platt's cousin, Shraga Plotz, and Michael Tornick's mother, Irene Tornick. I'd like to also share our yahrzeit list for today so that you can all see that. So also on our list today is Hannah Hirsch, who was the founder of Temple Beth Emeth. And I would like to invite you, if you have other names to add, to unmute yourself and add them or put them into the chat. And I see that Eric Platt has added Abby Sheck and Ted Gordon, and Adrian Knoll has included Bucky Pizzarelli and Ruth Pizzarelli. Any other names to add? Or anything you'd like to call our attention to? Anyone you'd like to call our attention to on the yahrzeit list? Golda Meir also is on the list, one of the prime ministers of Israel. Okay. Then we'll switch back over to the Mourners Kaddish. And I invite you to participate in the Mourners Kaddish according to your own custom. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, be'alma divrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'v'zman kariv v'yimru amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mevorach leolam u'lalmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yit hadar, v'yit aleh, v'yit halal, shemei dekudasha b'rechu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran be'alma v'yimru, amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'yimru, amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to the bereaved here among us and wherever they may be. And let us say, amen. We can be seated. Oseh shalom, shalom b'mromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'yimeru amen. Ve'al kol Yisrael, amen. A few announcements before we conclude. It really is wonderful to see your faces, those of you that I can see. And I want to once again thank you. I'm receiving so many really supportive and uplifting messages from you, and I do really appreciate that and want to support you back as much as possible. Tomorrow morning at 9:45, we will have Biyachad, which is adults in discussion. We'll begin with a question that people are invited to answer, and then continue at 10:30. We'll transition to a text study. I sent out the text yesterday, I think, together with the links for this weekend's services. It's the same Zoom link for the Yachad and the text study, and then the service afterward. And tomorrow, Rabbi Pinsky and I are going to lead the service together. So it's going to be a little bit more of a hybrid service. It'll be briefer than what we usually do, and she will lead part of it and I will lead part of it. So I'm looking forward to it. I think it should be fun and also nice. And then on Monday, Monday evening is Yom Hashoah. And we are going to participate, as we have been doing for the last couple of years, in the Brooklyn community Yom Hashoah Observance. This year it's being hosted, sort of organized by the Park Slope Jewish Center and Kolot Chayenu, but of course it will be on Zoom at 7 o'clock on Monday. I have already sent out to all of our members and friends the Zoom link, but if you did not receive it, you can send me an email or contact the synagogue and we'll send you the Zoom link. Because of recent shenanigans on Zoom, we don't publicly post the Zoom links on social media. And certainly for something like Yom HaShoah, we don't want anyone to, get up to nonsense while we're having this solemn gathering. But please do come to that at 7 o'clock on Monday, April 20th. And I think that's all the announcements I have right now. There is a board meeting next week on Zoom, right, Eric? And yes, he's nodding. And so that's at the usual time on Zoom.
Yes.
And we'll send out a link, right?
Yes, we will.
Yes, we will. Okay. Anything else? Any other announcements? Do you have anything, Eric?
No, I don't. Not tonight.
Okay. Well, we had a lot during Passover, but now Passover is done. We can breathe for a minute and then it'll be Shavuot. I forgot to count the Omer. That's what I forgot to do. Hang on. Let's count the Omer, shall we? Let's do that.
And I'm glad to see all of you tonight. It's really refreshing.
An excellent turnout, as we have been having. I forgot to count the Omer.
Better do it now.
It's day 9 of the Omer. Here we go. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddeshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al sfirat haomer. Hayom tish'a yamim shehem shvua echad u'shnei yamim ba'omer. And y'all can say amen. Okay, I counted today. I have to make a note that we have to do that before the Aleinu every week. All right, so it's day 9, which means we've got 31 more days to plan for Shavuot, which we shall do. I'd like to end this evening with a new song. Maybe it's not new to you. Is this it? Yes. So if we can start right here. This is the beginning of it. Can you see that highlighting that I just did? Okay, so this is another song by Shir Yaakov that I really love and that has been important to me in hard times. Harofel yishvor elev umchabesh le'atzvotam mone mispar lakochavim lechulam shemot yikra. Healer of the brokenhearted, binder of their wounds, counter of uncountable stars, you know where they are. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. the brokenhearted, binder of their wounds, counter of uncountable stars. You know who we are. Hallelujah. 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 Ana Elna Refana la Ana Elna Refana la Ana Elna Refana la. Hallelujah. 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 Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichuneka. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha Shalom. May God bless you and keep you. May God's face shine on you and be gracious to you. May God lift God's face toward you and give you peace. Amen and Shabbat Shalom.